Hello everybody, welcome back to Burnt Church. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's a beautiful day here. There's just a few clouds in the sky, but it's real nice. So we're back here getting ready to put in our electroculture. Any of y'all didn't see the video the other day, I'll play the scenes here of us making the coils. That way you'll be caught up on what we're doing. This is part 2. I don't know how many parts will be in this series. There'll be at least 3. And possibly more than that. We'll probably keep an eye on this as it goes through the growing season until it's time to harvest. So right here I'll put the part in of us making the coils and what they are. That way you'll be caught up. Alright, we got the big one coiled up here. You can see how long this one is. It's probably 9 foot, 10 foot maybe. I don't know how we're going to stick it in the garden. This is all 3 of our coils. We've got a 6-foot one that's coiled clockwise. We've got a 6-foot one that's curled counterclockwise. And then we've got a 12-foot one that is coiled clockwise. From what I can understand, clockwise is the norm. So we done one counterclockwise to see if it does any different. Now in our next episode, we'll go through the corn here and try to figure out how we're going to put this big one in that corn and hold it up. We've got some cedar stakes here, and we're going to put it in this row of corn. Now you can see that corn, it's about 18 inches tall. Usually when corn gets about this size, is when it really start growing. So we need to get this electroculture in here on it right now. That way maybe we can see some results from it. Now I've got electroculture different places around the homestead here that we're kind of been keeping an eye on a little bit or two. I hadn't made many videos about it this year. I'm really just now getting back into electroculture videos. So if you like these, hit the subscribe button. And that little bell, click it, and you'll know when I put out videos. I need your help. Share the videos if you would. If you find anything of any use or fun in them, just share it with other folks, because YouTube keeps us censored pretty good here. They don't want good, solid knowledge getting out. And I'm going to let you know whether this works or it don't work. You'll see it firsthand. I'm not going to try to make it look like it works if it don't. And if it does work, I'll let you know. So share the videos, give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down, either one, because it sure helps. Right here is the start of this row. I think we're going to move in about 8 or 10 feet here on that row. Probably about right in here is where we're going to start at. I don't want to start at the very end. A lot of times corn, or the corn I raise, the first few stalks in the row don't do real good. Corn likes to be pretty well bunched together, and I believe by moving on out in this row we'll have a better chance of seeing whether it works right or not. On this very first spot right here, we're going to use the one that is coiled clockwise, and it's about 4 foot and 2 inches tall. I think is what we measured it. So I'm going to drive a stop down, and then we're going to stick the coil in here beside of it. And I'll probably have to use zip ties to tie it off to the stop. We're putting these on the north side of the corn. From all the information I can gather, it says I need it on the north side of my plant. And that's where we're putting these. If you think it's something different, let me know in the comments. We might try it somewhere here different. I've got plenty of more stuff growing here that we can try it on. I'm going to slide this down in the ground as far as I can get it to go. I'm going to use one zip tie. So if I can get the zip tie to work without knocking myself in the head, I am. For the things that we may have coming, I think it's going to be real important to be able to feed yourself. So we've got our first one in place. No matter what happens in November, I don't think one person is going to turn the country completely around, not within 4 years. For the things that may be headed to our country, I hope that he helps our country if he gets in the, I don't know what to call it. They don't like for us to talk about it here, but I guess the leader. That would be a good word for me to call it, to keep from getting flagged here on YouTube. And I hope he does the right things when he's in there. That's all things that we can hope for. But by learning how to grow food, you know you can feed yourself. If you're left alone and you have the ground and you have the seeds, you know you'll be able to eat something. So I think it's real important to get active at growing your own food. We don't grow 100% of all we eat here, and I really don't think anybody does. We grow what we can, we use it, and it helps a lot. It helps on the grocery bill, and it's a lot better food. I think the next one, we'll do the next short one that's wrapped counterclockwise. I think we'll put it about right here. We're probably about 15 foot from our last one right down there. We're going to do it the same way. I'm going to put it right here on the north side of these plants. And it's the one that's wrapped counterclockwise. I hope y'all can see it. I'm going to push it down in the soil as far as I can get it to go. And the same thing with it. We're going to zip tie it. If you're new to electroculture, leave it in the comments. If you've had any experiences with it, leave it in the comments. There's lots of people out there wanting to learn what they can about this. And I'm learning about it. Last year was my first year trying this electroculture. And I seen some good experiences. Some plants it helped, some it didn't. So this is another test this year. This corn has no fertilizer other than the crimson clover that we cut into the soil. So this should be a real good test on this corn. Now we're ready for our last one. It's the old big boy. It was 12 foot long. It's the biggest one that we've ever made. I think after I coiled it, it was around 8 or 9 feet long. We're going to move on down here another 10 or 15 feet, and we're going to put it in. This looks like a real good spot for this big one. We've got a pretty good stand of corn right here. There's a little bit of bug damage on these couple of stalks right here. And I've heard that this electroculture can also help with bugs. This might give us a chance to see right here. I'm going to do the same thing with it. This is a big boy. It's a little bent up, but I think it'll be fine. Now that one went in the soil pretty deep. I bet it went a foot deep. We're almost done here. Now our next video will probably be a few weeks from now. We'll come back and look at this and see if there's any difference in any of it. To see if this is outgrowing the row over there with no electroculture. To see if the tall electroculture is outgrowing the short electroculture. This zip tie here, I'm going to do it a little tighter because I'm wanting it to stand up as straight as I can get it. I think I'll put one more in the middle on this one. And that should have us ready to go right there. That's about 8 foot 3 or 4. I can reach about 8 foot high, so that's about 8 foot 4 to the top of that. Right here is what it looks like up close. You can see the bug damage here on the corn. Now this corn, I have sprayed it with neem oil, but it's been about 3 or 4 days ago. Other than that, it's not had any kind of spray or anything put on it. This one is the counterclockwise one. The corn looks pretty good right here around it. There's no bug bites that I can see. Now our last one down here is the one that's turned clockwise. And the same thing with it. I don't really see any bug damage, although there's a mole bean. If this electroculture doesn't do anything else, it will draw attention to somebody doing gardening. I have more views on electroculture videos, and that's good. I wish that we could get 1 million people interested in growing their own food. The way the dollar is looking, it doesn't look like it's going to be around a whole lot longer. Now this is all my opinion, and you're welcome to have your own. But if the dollar crashes and they decide they want central bank digital currency, and they want you to take a mark to use that currency, are you willing to take the mark? Like I said, if nothing else, electroculture is fun to use, it's fun to experiment with, and maybe it'll get somebody interested in planting something for themselves to eat. It'll draw attention to planting gardens, and that's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting everybody to be planting something for them to feed themselves and their family with. If things ever get bad, and I pray to God that they don't, if nothing ever happens, you've still got real good food to eat, and it's not costing you an arm and a leg. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget the thumbs up and to hit that share button. Share it with some more, because we need your help here. I thank y'all for watching. I pray God blesses you, and I'll see you in the next one.